Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Train, the daily challenge. This could be really good, but having a small hand is going to hurt us. All enemies having Spike is really rough with Stygian Guard and Umbra. Let's see how we do. This is a pretty good card for dealing damage. If we find a way to discard it, we might be able to make it work. And I really enjoy Glacial Seal and Umbra Assault. Right now we have two Crypt Builders, which could make the Split Anvil have some really explosive turns. But the Armor 15 could give us a lot of survivability. We'll try out the Split Anvil and see how it works. With the Split Anvil, I'm less inclined to choose the damage spell decrease. Instead, I think the spell weakness could work the best. The enemies are already starting with spikes. I don't think we can afford to add more spikes on them without losing a large amount of life. The first battle went well. We only lost one life. And we definitely want the increase to magic power. We could add another Crypt Builder to try and even out how many times we can reduce the cost in hand. And having a flat 3 on here could give us energy when we wouldn't have energy otherwise. An extra unit would really help. But for the next fight, I think it might be more important to try and upgrade our spells. Our units aren't really doing much right now. And so if we reduce the cost of one of our crypt builders, if we have a 3 cost and a 2 cost in hand, the 2 cost will get reduced to 0. And we can add consume to one of our less powerful spells, which is like a cast once and then purge for the rest of the match. We're gonna keep our gold to see what we want next shop. Non-boss enemy units get +4. For a unit draft, that might be worth the risk. So they're going to haste. So we want to stop that. Can't save our champion, which is really unfortunate. We're gonna take a lot more damage than we want this turn. 14. But it could have been worse. Increasing our fire's damage is just always useful. This is just great. And so is this. Both of these really work for our deck, but I think this one will work a little bit better, a little bit more survivability. We could get the 20 health before the Daedalus fight, which would be the smarter play, and then we could forge our units. We could also gain another unit and upgrade our spells again. We're gonna go to the caverns first to see what it gives us. If we get an Awoken draft pick, we could pick up a tank that we wouldn't normally have. It didn't give us a tank, but it gave us a way to make a tank. Here's another pseudo tank. All we're trying to do is slow down the enemy and survive long enough to cast our spells. We currently have 3 costs, 4, so we definitely want to reduce the cost of one of them down to a 2 cost. And I think the Blazing Bolts is the most useful to that too. We don't have anything to gain double stack to, which sucks. It would have been a nice frostbite trigger. And we can get rid of another frozen lance essentially. Here we will reroll. Now we have holdover on any card we want. I'm going to choose the 3-cost Crypt Builder to guarantee that whenever we cast this, the other spells will become 0. Now that we have that, we can start reducing our other spells down to 2 and increasing damage. That's definitely the better trigger. I do not want the explosions to explode twice. Setting up on either floor right now is not great. If we set up here, we'll survive an extra turn, so hopefully we can get some of our better spells. Unfortunately, we put ourselves in a position. We should have put that here. That would have been really beneficial for us. But we'll hold. We're gonna lose our tank here. And that worked out pretty well. 7 energy on the first turn of battle? Like, why not? I don't ever see that being a bad thing. This could be useful for the sap. And this is another tank. I think we want the energy return. We don't currently have a way to freeze cards, but the lifesteal also isn't great. We're going to take it anyway. It gives our units a little survivability. We're going to continue on the spell weakness plan. We're just hoping to nuke everything we see. I don't feel comfortable with the spikes. We have 6 spell weakness on him, but we did not draw into anything useful for that. And unfortunately, I think we just die here. Good game. So you win some, you lose some.